Welcome to The Adoption Show, where every week we shine a light on the incredible journey of shelter dogs and the heroes helping them find their forever home. Across the country, we meet thousands of dogs waiting for a second chance. Here, we meet the dedicated individuals and organizations making that possible. Join us as we explore heartwarming stories of hope, resilience, and the unbreakable bond between humans and their canine companions. This is more than just a show. It's a movement, and together, we can make a difference, one adoption at a time. You ready, guys? Let's go!
On the Adoption Show, saving lives is fun together. On the Adoption Show,
Welcome to The Adoption Show. I'm Amber Aquart, and this is where compassion meets cuteness and second chances come together. Each week, we feature dogs from shelters nationwide, and when you adopt through us, we'll send you a gift full of goodies to start your journey off right. Let's go meet the dogs waiting for someone just like you.
Meet Shimmer, a sweet, cuddly senior gal just looking for a cozy, friendly family to lounge with. Naps on a couch, naps on your lap, or naps by your side all sound absolutely perfect to Shimmer. She's a friendly and easygoing girl who loves spending time around people. She loves her favorite people, but she's also happy to make new friends. She'll gently accept treats from your hand, and will also welcome some gentle pets and scratches, even from strangers.
Meet Miss Kitty, an affectionate and playful pup with a heart as beautiful as her looks. This sweet 11-month-old girl loves making new friends, going on walks, and spending time cuddled up with people that she loves. More than anything, Miss Kitty is ready to go find a forever family of her own. Miss Kitty is friendly, outgoing, and full of love.
Eel first entered the APA system in the summer of 2018. She's such a smart gal and learned all the basics quickly. Eel has a group of volunteers that have fallen in love with her and worked hard on her anxiety levels, teaching her people are good, how to enjoy her outings with other dogs, and just all the basics and tricks that a dog could imagine knowing.
Here's Chance. He's got the silkiest coat, the sweetest eyes, and a love of life that's totally contagious. He's playful and fun, loves a game of fetch, a walk around the block, or a ride in the car with the windows cracked just enough to sniff the breeze. And after the fun, he's all about relaxing. Give him a patch of sunshine or a cozy spot inside, and he's good. Chance can be a little unsure when meeting new people.
Bobby is just under 6 years old and has the perfect mix of playful energy and affection. Bobby is one of those dogs who just makes you smile. His friendly, easygoing personality lights up every room he walks into. He's great on a leash and loves getting outside, whether it's for a casual walk around the block or a jog through the park. So he'd be a wonderful addition to a home with furry siblings.
Did you see a pup that pulled at your heartstrings? The good news is they're all up for adoption. Scan the QR code or go to the shelter's website. And don't forget, mention the Adoption Show so we can send you a thank you gift for giving your dog a second chance. We're all about adoption, but we're also about appreciation. This week's spotlight goes to someone who's doing something extraordinary in the world of rescue.
I'm Michael Hill, and I am here in Orange County, California today. We are about to interview Jasmine, the founder of OC Pom Rescue. This incredible organization finds amazing homes for Pomeranians specifically, and I'm so excited to learn more. Let's go find Jasmine. Hi there.
Hi.
I'm Michael.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jasmine. I'm so excited to learn about OC Pom Rescue today. Who did you bring with us?
Well, this is Ziggy. He just came into the rescue this year, 2025, and he was an owner surrender. And this is Norman, who's been in the rescue since 2020, and he was from the San Jose shelter. Different.
But they're the ambassadors of the rescue for today.
Absolutely.
And you are the founder, right?
Yes, I am.
So how did you first kind of get into rescue, and what made you drawn specifically to this breed, the Pomeranian?
Well, I always wanted to work with animals and just work in my community. So I've been in and out of rescue for a while, volunteering at shelters and other rescues. And then I really wanted to focus on Pomeranians. They're just the cutest little breed, and I think there's a lot that goes into Pomeranians that people don't expect. They have a lot of little issues. So I thought, why not start my own rescue?
I love that, making an impact.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that are important for people to understand about this breed's personality, their health needs, and just rescuing and fostering in general?
You know, a lot of people just think Pomeranians are just absolutely adorable, which they are, but there's so much that goes into Pomeranians. They have a lot of ailments like collapsing trachea, heart issues, patella issues, and so I think that it's good to educate people about what they are prone to and how to live with that and help fix that.
That's a lot of responsibility to take on. Is that ever a challenge for your group of volunteers to kind of meet those needs and cover, something like that?
Well, absolutely, because people often come into the idea of fostering that's very short term, and often it is. It can range from 2 weeks to 6 months to the rest of their life. So we really need fosters. We try to fit the dog with the right foster home, and then donations, of course, are very important because someone who's being hospice it never ends. Even for a dog like Ziggy, who's completely healthy and young, we do spay, we do neuters, we do dentals, microchip, flea treatments, anything they need. If they have a patella surgery or side point injections for allergies, we cover all the bases to make sure they're completely well taken care of. And we stick with you. Once you adopt a dog from OC Pom Rescue, we are with you for life. We often have alumni come to our events, and they'll bring their dogs, and we get to see them and how they've blossomed and grown, and we stay in touch with every single adopter, no matter what.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell me about how the process works. When you guys find a Pomeranian, what does that look like from intake all the way to adoption?
So we have about 100 volunteers in our rescue now, and so we will place the right dogs. Some do seniors, some do puppies, some do medical, some do behavior. Once the dog is in their care, we get them straight to the vet. So we do an exam, check everything out, and then we find out what exactly the dog needs, if it needs a patella surgery or a neuter or whatever it needs, and then we set those appointments. Our biggest hoarding case was 57 dogs. We've had 26 dogs, we've had groups of 5, but the 57 was a lot. So they came from Northern California and they were given to us, and a lot of them were in pretty bad shape. So we filled an entire vet office.
Just shut it down.
And we shut it down, and we did all of their vaccines, as we had to get them at least vaccinated. And then we were able to make appointments for them. And then we put them all in the foster homes. They really rallied. Some took 3 or 4 dogs.
You must have an incredible team. That is
We do.
impressive.
Yeah, it's amazing. We really want to be accepting and helpful to everyone. And I think just saving dogs really builds its own community. So we have events that cater to everyone. It's super fun, and we love seniors. So we'll have our little senior ladies and men join us. Some have PTSD, and so sometimes having a dog, a companion, is really helpful for them. So we really want to pair everyone for them and for the dog.
And it sounds like this breed can have the right temperament for those kinds of situations.
Oh, absolutely. They're so friendly and curious and just loving. And they're pocket size, so you can carry them around easily.
Ziggy's like, I'm just gonna stay in his
Right.
lap forever.
Right.
So tell us, what are the most urgent needs that you guys face as a rescue?
The biggest thing I would say would be donations. I think every single rescue would say the same thing because the vetting is very expensive. Some vets will give us some breaks, but a patella surgery is a patella surgery. Donations is number 1, and number 2 is foster homes.
For those who might be watching the show but aren't in the area, how can they connect with you? How can they support you from afar?
Well, definitely social media is the best way. Our Instagram, we post everything. Our website's up to date. Our next event is going to be in Huntington Beach on December 14th. It's our country Christmas vibe. It's super fun. So we have events every other month, and we always do themes. And so definitely come out and visit us.
I Love it. There's no limit.
There's no limit.
Well, Jasmine, thank you so much for joining us
That was
today.
amazing.
Awesome
Thank
to
you.
meet you guys.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Of course.
Celebrating 30 years of impact, PetSmart Charities continues to be a beacon of hope for pets and their families, championing initiatives that make a tangible difference. We're here at PetSmart headquarters in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm here with Dr. Robyn Jaynes. She's the Director of Veterinary Affairs at PetSmart Charities. Thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Absolutely, this is super fun.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to hear what your role is with PetSmart Charities.
I am the Director of Veterinary Affairs, as you said, which I don't know that title means a whole lot, but I work primarily on improving access to veterinary care, so ensuring that the pets that we have in our homes are able to get care. That's really what I focus on the most.
Can you explain to someone that's maybe hesitant to adopt a pet, like what do they have to look for with PetSmart Charities?
The ability to get care, I think it is a big factor in people being concerned about adopting a pet. In post-COVID times, it was really hard to even get an appointment. We have seen that ease up a little bit, and in most areas now that has shifted, and pet owners are able to get the care that they need. We see it more now on how do you make sure you can provide the necessary things that you need for your pets, and pets are expensive. Pets require a lot, from grooming to food and veterinary care. So there's just a lot that goes into it, and what we try to focus on is making sure that that is as accessible as possible so that as many people as possible can get pets and have the joy of having pets in their house and be able to care for them. Nobody wants to have a pet that they can't care for.
Right. So how does PetSmart Charities help with giving people access to that? What do people do if they need that help?
We work with some low-cost care clinics, so we help support low-cost care clinics get up and running, build business plans, really build a sustainable future for their business, and it's focused on low-cost care. So we have those across the country. We have other ones that are working in unique communities to where you're trying to find out this specific community needs something different, and so we work in those areas. I work personally on a lot of research and innovation. If you could have a payment plan option, would that allow more people to get care? So I do a lot of things that I always say it's a little bit of thinking outside the box, but we're gonna need some new solutions to solve those issues.
Now, if someone is going to be adopting a dog, what would be the first steps or the first things that you think that they should do?
I think the first step really is deciding if this is the right time for you to have a new pet in the household. Regardless of who you are and what your life is like, adding a pet is a lot of work. It's a lot of reward and it's a lot of fun. But it definitely takes some work, and you have to be in the state where you have some patience and you have the time to help that dog or cat settle in and be able to establish a routine and be able to provide the things that dogs and cats need. And so I just always say, if you're in the midst of a huge life change, it might not be the best time. And I say that with the best of intention for the pet owner as well as the pet, right? Because it could be really stressful if you're not in the right time in your life to have a pet. That could be very stressful.
Now, for someone who has adopted a new pet, what would you suggest the first few things for them to do with that pet?
Well, I think the first few days are always a getting to know you period, right? The dog or cat is trying to decompress. They're moving to a new house. They're like, what's
Where
here
am I?
and what do I need to investigate? Cats will probably check out every corner. Dogs may be a little more hesitant and may not want to do that quite as readily. But I think the first 3 days are really about just kind of getting that decompression where they feel like, okay, I'm okay, nothing's gonna come out and attack me, or anything crazy is gonna happen. And then I would say the next few weeks even are about learning your routine. They know when they're gonna get fed, they know when they're gonna go for a walk, or how they're gonna get outside, or those kinds of things. So that's the first couple weeks. And then I would say it's probably 3 or 4 months before you really settle in and you go, okay, this is what life is gonna be like. And I always say each stage comes with different factors from a pet, right?
Are there any other last things, either new adopters or potential adopters, that you would say, this is something that I want to make sure everyone knows?
I would say it's just knowing that you can't figure out everything. Just because you get this certain breed or just because you got a large breed dog doesn't mean that they're going to follow in that suit. So you have to give yourself grace, give the dog grace, give the cat grace, right? And know that things are just gonna come up and roll with it. You have these animals and stuff in your life for such a long period of time that you don't have the opportunity to get a new pet very often. And if you haven't been through it in a while, sometimes you're like, you forget. It's kind of like that new baby stage. You forget how hard it really is. And then when you're in it, because I have just gone through it, you're like, oh wow, this is really a lot of work, but so fun.
It's so rewarding.
Fun. Yeah.
So rewarding.
It's so rewarding to see like how they develop and to be able to teach them things and get them socialized. That's probably one of my other big factors, is just really working to socialize your pet. Once you get through those first few days and you start establishing a routine, open them up to new things, because a socialized dog and a trained dog will make your life for the next 15 years so much easier.
Thank you so much for giving us so much knowledge and everything and all the work that you're doing at PetSmart Charities. We really appreciate it, and it's just amazing to hear how much of a difference you guys are making in pets' lives, keeping pets and people together, and also all of the amazing tips that you just gave everybody. It doesn't get better than that. So thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Robyn. Before bringing your new dog home, make sure you have the basics ready. Have your food, bowls, a comfy bed, and a secure leash and collar. A little prep makes a big difference. So here are some new amazing pups waiting to meet you.
Delta is a spry senior dog at just 7 years old. She's currently living her best life in foster with 3 other foster dogs, and she is loving every moment of it. Delta first came to APA through a cat rescue who found her wandering the streets for nearly a year before she came into our care. She also hasn't had the best placement in the past, so we know that she struggles a lot meeting new people, and it's hard for her to trust.
Tiger has been waiting patiently for the right person, and that patience says everything about who he is. This sweet 13-year-old is calm, gentle, and deeply affectionate. He loves lazy couch evenings, long, slow walks, and car rides with the window down. He does not need much, just someone to come home to and a lap to rest his head on. If you have been looking for a devoted companion who will love you quietly and completely, Tiger is ready.
An incredibly loving dog who will make the perfect companion is exactly what you'll find when you meet Colton. Colton is currently the longest resident at the Humane Society of North Texas. A surprising fact once you witness his endearing personality. He is affectionate, friendly, and patiently waiting for a family to call his own. On walks, Colton shows no signs of being anxious or scared. He greets anyone passing by with a wagging tail, excited for the opportunity to make a new friend.
Meet Cooper, a lovable 2-year-old pup with the perfect mix of playfulness and sweetness. This 73-pound boy is friendly with both people and dogs, and he especially loves to romp and wrestle with his canine pals. He's already mastered his basic commands, and he's a champ at potty training.
This friendly, rambunctious bundle of energy is named Poblana, and she's ready for playtime or cuddles, or both. At a little over 1 year old, Poblana still has lots of puppy energy and loves to play. Chewing on a nice plushy toy outside is one of her favorite things. Oh, and getting belly rubs. Actually, doing both of those things at the same time is probably her actual favorite. Poblana loves playing with toys and getting lots of attention and affection.
There's nothing more powerful than choosing to adopt your new best friend. And all those dogs we just saw, they are more than ready. Let's help you get ready too with this week's Adoption A to Z segment.
H, health. Health is foundational for a happy adoption. Schedule a vet visit soon, right after adopting, discussing vaccinations, flea and tick preventions, spay-neuter status, and any existing conditions. Early intervention can prevent bigger issues later. Health is your pet's best asset.
My name is Victoria Stilwell. I'm a dog behavior consultant, and I'm here with my companies Positively and the Victoria Stilwell Academy to speak at this incredible expo. I have come to speak at the expo as well as having this booth where we give advice to people. I'm speaking about our two new approaches, the shelter zones approach, which is a very new approach, a practical approach to working with dogs and people in shelters, and also the reactivity zones approach, which is a very different way of working with dogs that show reactive behavior. Our approach is from an environmental perspective. When, for example, people are working with reactive behavior, they're like focusing on what's wrong with the dog. But we don't see reactivity as a dog issue. We see the issue of reactivity is the friction between the dog and the environment. So it's nothing to do with the dog's personality per se. It's not because the dog has certain traits. It's because there is friction between the dog and the environment. So we look at the environment and change that, which has a massive impact on dog behavior. It's so much easier for trainers to teach and so much easier for people to do. And we've also taken that aspect into the shelter as well. So how do we help dogs in shelters, especially dogs that are having more stress and having a difficult time there? And also how we help staff and volunteers make handling decisions. That's basically it. It's very exciting. I think it's probably 5th time I've been a keynote speaker here, spoken at everyone, had our booths, and it truly is. There's not a lot of trainers and behavior consultants here, and that's really interesting, and I think the shelter industry needs to have more. So actually being here, I think it's probably one of the best expos in the world, actually. Over 2,000 people, and it's got a great vibe. We have an amazing asset for guardians, for trainers, for any animal care professionals. That's Positively. Fabulous courses for people to take at positively.com, as well as great information, lots of free stuff. And then, if you want to become a dog trainer, you want to become a certified level 5 dog trainer, come learn with us at the Victoria Stilwell Academy. We've got about 30 courses on Positively, and then we've got about 5 different courses at VSA. So we're really busy, we're always adding more, but we're passionate about dogs, we're passionate about people living in harmony with their dogs, and we're also passionate about teaching other people how to be dog trainers.
Every week we get questions from future adopters like you, and we absolutely love it. So we created Adoption FAQ, a segment dedicated to answering the most important questions. So here's this week's FAQ. We're here with Dr. Courtney Campbell to ask him the top adoption questions. So, what are the most important factors to consider when adopting a new pet?
It's all about your lifestyle. That's the most important thing. Adoption is forever, and your pet is going to be your family member. So think about how you want to spend time together. Do you have time for playtime, walks, and snuggles? Do you have allergies? These are some of the keys to thinking about adopting a pet into a new home. Is how do you want to spend time with your new family member?
That's right, keeping them home forever.
There we go.
Bringing a new dog home is one of the most exciting moments of your life, but it can also feel overwhelming. I'm Dr. Ross Henderson, and here's what every new pet parent should know to help their dog feel safe, healthy, and truly at home. Set boundaries gently and early. Dogs actually feel safer when rules are clear. Decide early what's allowed: furniture, sleeping spots, jumping, and be consistent. Boundaries don't need to be harsh. Calm, clear, and predictable guidelines helps dogs understand their world faster. And consistency is kindness.
Do you want to make a difference? Adopt one of this week's featured dogs by visiting the shelter website or scanning the QR code. You'll get a special gift from us, and more importantly, you'll be giving a dog a second chance at life. Thanks for spending time with us today, and we'll see you next week on The Adoption Show.